Well, they're all dark. So, cool. Yeah, we got some full-bodied reds this month. Welcome, Blind Wine Box subscribers, to a new month of blind wine tasting. We're ready to taste some wine.
Yeah.
We're ready to guess them, right?
Yeah, let's do better than February.
I actually haven't had any wine for 4 days. So I wanted my palate to be like just completely primed, ready to go.
Okay.
Maybe that's the opposite of primed.
I would say
Cleansed?
Cleansed, sure.
Cleansed, ready to go for this
Wine
tasting
cleansed.
today. Didn't want any confusion from previous
So
wines tasted.
we're going for 100% in March here. Is that what we're doing?
I mean, we're always going for 100%, but
Maybe
if you
we'll-
don't, shoot for the stars. If you don't land there, no, shoot for the moon. If you don't land there, you land amongst the stars. Is that the saying? I'm bad at sayings.
Wow. Maybe we should just taste wine.
I'm better at that.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Let's do that.
Okay, so wine number 1 of the March subscription box is white.
As they usually are. So
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
So I have some good light today, so that's good.
Ooh, smells nice. So my light is poor,
I can read right through it though. It's nice and clear.
very clear.
Yeah. It's like a magnifying glass. It's very clear. Yeah, it's got some sugar weight to it.
It's not really telling us anything right off the go here.
Not really. It's pretty standard white wine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Aromatics. Apples.
Yeah, like fresh red apple skin.
Yeah, I agree. It's more a red apple, like a gala.
Specifically a gala.
Yeah, like a gala.
So
A
pink
little
apple
less
skin.
than a Macintosh, more than a Granny Smith. Okay, so lots of apple for sure. White flowers.
Yeah, it's a little floral.
How about any stone fruits?
I'm thinking star fruit.
Star fruit.
Hmm.
I think I've had one of those since I was like 12.
Yeah, it has like a, I don't know about guava, but definitely has kind of a star fruity red apple, maybe a little bit of mineral white flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots. It's interesting wine.
It's not really telling us anything so far, though.
No, I mean,
To identify
there's
itself.
many wines that have that kind of a flavor profile or aromas to it. So
Right. If we were to start trying to think of what it is, it'd be taking a total stab in the dark.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have to delve deeper into this one to really figure out what it is.
How about citrus? Let's just try and kind of narrow down what some of the aromas are. So, apple,
If anything, I get lime skin, like fresh lime,
Zest.
like zest. Yeah,
okay.
like not fresh squeezed lime, but
I think it's a little bit more tropical as opposed to citrusy, which could indicate something of a climate.
yeah, so something a little bit more tropical, maybe a hotter climate,
Yeah.
warmer climate, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd go as far as hot as of this stage yet.
yeah, it's not non-cool. Let's go with that. Not cool.
There's a lot of things though that I mean we can rule out based on the aromas. So I mean if we were trying to think about something like Sauvignon Blanc, we would rule that out at this stage, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't have the green kind of pyrazine aromas that you would get gooseberries.
No grass.
No grass.
No grapefruit.
No. Another thing, I mean, I'm not fully ruling it out, but is an oaked Chardonnay.
Right.
I don't think that this has the color, the body, or the aroma for that.
Yeah, I'm not getting any dairy
No.
and I'm not getting any kind of evidence of wood.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Yep.
And I think we could probably rule out something like a Riesling as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have that kind of really big citrus petrol going on
Yeah.
either. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I think we are ready to taste.
Oh, my favorite part.
Okay. I think I'm ready to retract one of those statements I just said.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Toothpaste and high acid
Yeah.
wine.
Toothpaste, super high acid.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised at the high acid. I'm gonna have another sip just to, because we're first thing in the morning here,
my,
toothpaste going on.
My mouth is watering like crazy.
Man, that acidity.
It is very bright.
Yeah.
And
So,
it even has a little bit of what we already talked about on the palate, not so much on the aroma, in terms of like a green kind of a flavor to it.
I don't know if I'd say
Steady.
it's green necessarily. Like it's very, very bright as far as acid goes. So,
That's for sure.
like in tasting this, I would start to think about our high acid grape varieties.
Which are?
Well, I mean, the first one that comes to mind is Riesling, even though I already said it's not, probably not. But I mean, I think it very well could be.
It could be.
So the reason why I ruled out Riesling before was because it didn't really have that petrol, those honey kind of aromas. But I mean, those honey kind of aromas you usually get from something that's aged. So I would say this could be a youthful Riesling.
Could be, yeah.
Dry style, obviously. It's dry on the palate. It's dry for
You
sure.
think so, huh?
Yeah. So high acid, flavor intensity. The flavor intensity is very high.
It's very, yeah, it's in your face intense.
Yeah.
Like it almost, when I first took a sip, I almost had to like spit it out because it was so intense.
Yeah.
Like, my mouth was like, no, I don't want that.
Well, for a first thing in the morning wine, yeah.
That's for sure.
So as far as food goes with this too, I would pair this with something that's super high intensity. So like curries.
I was gonna say Indian food.
Yeah. Something that might have a bit of heat, like something like wasabi, would be really, really good with this wine because of the flavor intensity. And that's taking me to what it might be as well, because I know a little bit about pairing. Right?
Yeah, at first, I was kind of thinking it could be Sauv Blanc as well. Sauvignon Blanc has a nice high acidity
It
to
does,
it.
yeah.
But I think that it has a little more structure than I would look for in a Sauv Blanc. I think there's just a little bit too much. So I think that going with something like a Riesling is the smarter route on this one, just because of the intense acid that's coming out.
Yeah, the acidity was really surprising there, especially for the aromas, because the aromas didn't really tell me Riesling. But, I mean, I think that we can rule out Sauvignon Blanc because it doesn't have any grassy character.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any veg at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another sip here just to confirm that, but
Yeah.
I think that's the right call.
This wine is incredibly ageable. That acid's gonna settle down.
Wow.
The structure is out of this world.
Yeah, it's if I wouldn't recommend having this first thing in the morning, after eggs and toast, that's for sure.
Or just toothpaste,
Or toothpaste.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think now we just have to narrow down where it comes from. I think that's where I'm at.
Okay, so I don't think this is like a German Riesling.
No, or Austrian for that matter.
No.
I don't think that either one of those European old world style Rieslings is what this is.
Should we say on three the region that we think it is?
That
One,
could be fun.
2, 3. Australia.
Australian Riesling.
Australian
That's kinda where I'm
Riesling.
going.
That's our guess. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully we got this one right and we're off to a good start.
Let's hope so.
I should have specified on 3 or after 3. I was getting stressed. But I was like saying 3. Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna wait for me to say it?
Who knows? All right, what do we got here?
Aussie
Australian
Riesling.
Riesling.
Well, we're off to a good start.
Absolutely.
So this one comes from Elderton Estates, and they are one of my favorite Australian producers. Australian Riesling has this kind of racy character typically that we experienced here. It actually says dry, crisp, racy on the back on there. But they're quite age-worthy, really bright searing acidity. So if you have this with a high flavored food, I would really recommend that. Ageability, 5 to 10 years, easy.
Especially from Eden Valley, it's probably one of the most famous Australian regions for Riesling. So
Yeah.
that and Clare Valley. But
Yeah.
The difference between the two, I think Clare Valley has a little bit more plasticky aroma to it. So
Okay.
this one's a little bit more natural.
Like tennis ball?
Like freshly opened tennis balls.
Yeah, so this one is also 100% estate. So estate meaning that they own or control all the vineyards that the wine comes from. Good wine.
Love it.
2020, it's fresh.
It's no kidding.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that it
It's
was fresh.
Super fresh. Well, I hope that you guys got that one right. We're loving seeing some questions and comments, so feel free to email us with any questions or comments that you have about the wines as you go through the tastings.
Yeah, and we'll see you wine number 2.
Good.
And hopefully we will do just as well on that one. I have faith. This
No
month.
pressure.
Yeah.